Morning traders, Paul here with Gamma Edge. Today is Monday, the 10th of October. Let's get started. Pause your players here, read to the bottom. If you agree, hit that play button. Overall, all of our signals are off, short, intermediate, and long-term signals. Of course, paper trades only. Nothing here is a recommendation to buy or sell any security. The positive GEX level for the SPX has moved down to 4,200 from 4,400. We typically associate a drop in positive GEX with short-term bullishness as people come to the realization that it's a bridge too far to be at the higher levels, and they drop that level, putting the calls at a lower level that's more realistic in the time frame. But overall, when we see the complex dropping and puts, etc., going in, this is overall bearishness. So I want to be aware of that we've seen both sides of the equation here, and we're expecting maybe some short-term bullishness, but longer-term bearishness just as things move down. Minus GEX remains at 3,600. It's growing, which offsets this 4,400 thing. Part of this was due to the spot price moving down, of course, because Gamma is sensitive to spot price. But part of it is that more puts are being opened down below us. So we are seeing a continuation of just downside puts rolling in, and that's significant. Zero DTE clearly shows that 3,600, which is just below us, and 3,550 are key areas, and of course the 25s, 35.25, 35.75 are minor nodes. There's virtually nothing at 35.25. 35.75 could develop as a minor area of liquidity. If we remain below the 36.50 area, we think this will embolden the bears to push for 3,600. And if we see a lot of puts being opened up during the day, that could push us lower. The 1 DTE, which is the view at the end of tomorrow, is weak overall. The 36.50 remains a dominant expiry for tomorrow, as is the 3,600 strike. We think there is a hiding zone up at 36.70 where Gamma flips. Deltas, though, are pretty poor across the board. So pretty unlikely, unless we see a major change today and tomorrow, that we're gonna aggressively push up there. Could see anything intraday, but just be aware the structure as of the market before the open is not supportive of a rapid advance upward. So the same comment as Friday here, we remain to the left of the transition range, and what that means is that there's a lot of overhead in the money puts, and when we have that type of scenario, that could be the fuel for a rally. But we also note they are not dated in the near term. The SPX is cash settled, so there is no real push for them to monetize unless they feel they're going to go from ITM to OTM. Other than that, we aren't seeing a lot of pressure, and we've got a couple charts here to show you that. Cumulative Tech, we had some questions on how to read this thing, so I've highlighted the 1, 2, 3 as we walked up. End of days were stronger, and then as we came down, you can see different signals. I've explained all this in the balloons. If you have any questions about the short term, intermediate term, or long term on how to read the Cumulative Tech, it's a really good model depending on what your time frames are to be able to use. I know we have a number of folks who use it on the 0 DT time frame, and then we have a number of folks with long term portfolios that use it for their longer term stuff. So it's a pretty good functional model. Key levels that we're watching today, not shown over here on the table. We've got a bug obviously in the table generator. 4,200 is the new positive GEX. It should have appeared right here. I want everyone to be aware of that. The other levels are unchanged. Expected move is lower than Friday, but still up there, 3.64 in the pre-market. That's pretty elevated, so we'll want to pay attention to that. 0 DTE, as I said, below us, below this 36.50 range, you can see we've got just net negative Gamma, and for the most part, net negative deltas. Above us, we got net negative deltas also for the 0 DTE. So we're not going to get a lot of support to the upside from the 0 DTE today. to rapidly advance. You can see the back forth nature of the gamma, how it goes back and forth. Offers the folks today lots of hiding zones, lots of neutral areas to play around in. We do see this 3675, 3680 level as kind of a key level, possibly a pinning point into the end of the day, as is this 3650, 3655 area. Not so much up here at 37, but you know, anything's possible. That is possible. There's not a lot of strong delta in there, so if we do get some calls going in today, this could flip and maybe allow us to come up a little bit, but we're not seeing a lot. All the way up here at 3,800, you can see this is the call open interest expiry for today, and we certainly are not expecting anything to push us that rapidly up there today. The 1DT, as I said, is really quite weak, down below the 3605. It's all net negative and pretty weak in general. You can see it's just a sea of red in the deltas. The key takeaways is 3670 could be a hiding area into today's overnight situation. Not seeing any other real hiding areas in this place. Could be a little bit above, a little bit below, but just obviously take note of that. To the downside, you can see another little hiding area pocket with 3600 right at the support level. A lot of things have confluence at the 3600 level, so we want to pay attention to this key area around here. Looking at the combo, fairly strong negative, still in that zone. Just poor gamma structure overhead here below the 3660. It's all net negative gamma, fairly significant level, still all the way up. So, I mean, these are relatively normal for this environment, but they're abnormal overall. So I want to pay attention to that. Across the board, everything that you see here is just pure dominance by the puts regarding the deltas. Some of them are a little minor. If we get any calls going in, we could start to see these lower numbers, ones closer to zero, to start to flip, which would be good, be constructive for the bulls. We're not seeing it today, so just be aware of that. Down here, just want to point out, even from up here where we are at the 3639 level, we're seeing the growth of the 3500 strike that is significant. So even though 3600 is the current minus GEX, 3,500, if the bears become emboldened, say through a loss of 3,600, we could see puts open up down here, which will just move us down there as the near-term target. So just be aware of that. Overall structure, as I said, transition. We're to the left of it. We got a lot to plow through, a lot of negative gamma here. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. As you can see, it's just a lot of hiding areas. It's not a clean structure to advance. I do want to call a few things out. So here's the 4,200 down from 44. You can see how it's growing. The 4,000 strike is COI, which is call open interest, but it has got a negative gamma. So that's kind of an interesting. Just shows that that put structures or call structures by themselves are not sufficient to do an analysis, and why you need to look at delta and gamma in both of those. 3,600 to the downside, 35 is close, as I was just saying. 3,000 continues to grow. We're down here at 3639. One of the reasons that all of these are growing is obviously as we walk down, spot price modulates this and causes it to grow. So one thing to be aware of. We got a lot to plow through. Pretty poor structure. 3855 would be the middle of transition. It's the largest positive gamma within transition. A lot of things that need to change for us to resume a bull market here. So I'm not seeing it yet. So that's it for today. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions for improvement, come and join us in our Discord. Discord only right now. Go to the gammaedge.us, hit the pricing tab, sign up, and come on in for a 14-day free trial. All the tools turned on, lots of great traders, and a lot of ideas to learn how to apply this to your paper traded portfolio. Follow us on Twitter, please, at Gamma Edges with an S. And then, of course, on YouTube. If you like today's content, let me know. Immediate feedback by smashing that like button, and of course, follow us so that you get notified next time myself or Taylor or Michael post a video. So with that, I will leave you. Have a great week. Be safe, and hope to see you in the Discord. Thanks.